I'm just popping in to chat a little bit with you for Vlogmas episode 2, Vlogmas 2023. I'm all cozy on my couch. I've got a brownie that's already half eaten and a warm drink with me. And I also got my big warm woolly jumper that I finished a few weeks ago, and I've got my hot water bottle that's here keeping me warm, really nice. And when I see it now, I'm like, okay, I should need a new cover for it, but it's the cover that came with it, and I've had it for years. And actually I thought about knitting a new cover a few years ago, but I was thinking, it's already got one, and why would I take so much time, some wool, to knit something that already exists? But now looking at it, I'm like, it's spilling, it's synthetic, and I'm thinking that maybe it's gonna be one of my next projects. And also I'm seeing so many beautiful ones out there, so I'm like, I could knit one, a better looking one. It could be a lot nicer to have it against me if it was some wool. So I might do that in the next few weeks. And in the meantime, I wanted to show you a little bit what I was knitting on. And so I'm knitting a hat, so it's just the beginning of a hat. And maybe if you watched one of the last episodes of the podcast, of the regular podcast, I had knit some mittens. I think I have them. I've got my basket with all my knitting, yes, like notions and some yarn and everything that I keep downstairs. So those were the mittens that I knit for my son's nanny for Christmas, and I was thinking of knitting her a hat to go with it in the same yarn. And so this is the beginning of the beanie, and I do have to hurry a little bit because we're gonna gift it to her a bit before Christmas, because we won't see her on Christmas Day or even the days before. I think the last day we see her is on the 20th of December. So I still have a bit of time, but I do have to do it. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And yeah, stitch marker. And I'll catch up with you a bit later. I just realized that I didn't tell you about the pattern that I was knitting for the beanie, and so I'm using Purl Soho. I think it's classic ribbed hat. It's the 1x1 ribbed hat that I'm using, and I'm using a DK weight yarn, so I'm following the pattern exactly as it is written. And for the exception that there are, I think, 5 sizes, so the 2 first ones are for children and the 3 last ones are the biggest ones are for adults. But and it's adult small, medium and large, I think. And I was going to knit the smallest size for the adult version, and then I don't know, I still looked at the circumference, and when measured I took the second to biggest size, and then knitting it I realized it was gonna be way too big, so I went down to the smallest adult size, and I think it's gonna be perfect like this. And it's really stretchy. That's actually why I took a 1x1 ribbed hat, because not knowing the person's head circumference, it was going to be easier to fit if it was stretchy enough and not in stockinette stitch, but in ribbed. So that's it. I just wanted to tell you what I was knitting in the pattern. So I'll see you a bit later. c'est légère.
Ouais. Tu souffles?
Tu veux souffler?
Vas-y, plus fort. Ouais. Ouais. Joyeux anniversaire. Ouais.
Encore?
Tu veux allumer?
On va allumer les bougies.
Allez, dernier essai.
Tu te rapproches un peu? I wanted to show you what I'm knitting at the moment. So I'm swatching here. I haven't done much. It's for a task knit for Audrey Borrego. She's yarn flakes, and it's a test knit, and so I wanted to see if I had the right yarn for it. And it's a jumper with satin sleeves and Henley neck, I think she calls it. So it's got buttons at the top and a small neckline. I don't really know how to explain it. But if you want to see it, she's showing it finished in her latest video. She's doing Vlogmas and she's done 2 videos and she finished it in the second video. So you can see it finished. And so she's recommending a yarn that has a lot of drape. Otherwise it's going to be really bulky here on the underarm. And usually the yarn that I use, all the yarns that I use are quite like rustic yarns, and so it's a little bit stiffer than the yarns. It doesn't have like a lot of drape, and so the one that I found in my stash is, I don't have the yarn, but it's the it's a drops yarn. It's Sky, I think. I think it's a blown yarn, but I'm not sure about that. And so I wanted to see if it was okay. I have enough skeins to do the whole jumper, and I've had it for years in my stash. I bought it because I had a jumper in mind that I wanted to knit, but I can't remember why I didn't do it. I think it was a cardigan and I didn't have the right metrage. I didn't have enough yarn, and so I kind of left it aside and never came back to it. And I thought it could be the right moment because it's really like soft, but like not, well, it's soft touching it, like the opposite of itchy, but it's soft also, like the opposite of like hard. It's got drape, so yeah, you can see it like this, so it might be okay. I stopped the swatching because I used 4mm needles, but it was too big. I'm supposed to have 20 stitches on the yarn band. It says that the gauge is for 21 stitches, and I've had 19. And with 19, I'm quite happy with the fabric that I get. It's just that, so I think it's going to be okay with 20. I was afraid there would be too many like holes, and it wouldn't be like stiff enough. But I think it's quite okay. And yeah, so I'm gonna go down to 3.5mm needles and start the swatch again. And I'm gonna show that to you a bit later once I've done it. Oh, and the sweater pattern, she called it Hurricane, I think. I'm gonna write everything down below, so if you want to have a look. And I think she's still looking for test knitters, so I don't know which sizes, but if you're interested, you can go and have a look at her videos and on YouTube and Instagram also. Oh, and my tea is ready. I'm drinking it in my handmade mug in ceramics, and I love it. It's the perfect size. I think it just misses a handle, because sometimes when it's so hot it can burn a bit the hands, but yeah, the size is perfect. I'm learning because it was supposed to be a bowl at the beginning, and it shrank a lot when it dried and in the oven, and so I think it's called an oven too. For ceramics, and so yeah, it was the size of a bowl when I made it, and now it's the size of a mug, but it's okay. I think I use it a lot more if I'm able to drink in it than if it's a bow, so a bow. So yeah.